Love doesn't always arrive with fireworks. Sometimes it tiptoes in, quietly, gently, without an announcement. It hides in the corners of ordinary days and takes root in the simplest of gestures. She may not even realize it's happening. She's not reciting love poems or making grand declarations, but somehow, without even knowing it, she's falling in love, and she's falling hard. It's in the way she texts you to make sure you've eaten, even when she hasn't had a proper meal herself. In how she'll wait for you to get home safely, pretending not to worry, but watching the clock until you do. It's in the way she remembers the exact way you like your coffee. Just a little less sugar, a little more warmth. In the way she notices when your voice changes, even slightly, and senses something is off before you even say a word. These aren't just habits, they're signs, unspoken truths, tiny expressions of a love she hasn't named yet. She might brush it off as kindness, as friendship, as care. But it's more than that. Love has already begun to grow in her heart, slowly weaving itself into her routine, her choices, her silences. She finds herself thinking about you at random moments, while listening to a song, while standing in line, while staring at the ceiling before falling asleep. She wonders how your day is going, what you're thinking, if you're smiling somewhere. These aren't just passing thoughts. They are pieces of her heart stretching toward you quietly. When she chooses to share the last bite of her favorite dessert with you, or lets you borrow her favorite sweater, even when she knows you'll probably forget to return it. Those aren't just acts of generosity. They're moments filled with unspoken affection. They are tiny sacred offerings from a heart slowly opening, cautiously but undeniably. You see, for her, love isn't something that always needs to be shouted. It's something she lives. It's in how she shows up for you on the days that don't matter to anyone else. It's how she celebrates your small wins with more excitement than her own. How she forgives your silence because she understands that sometimes even you don't know what's wrong. That kind of love doesn't need an occasion. It lives in the everyday, in the in-between spaces. And the most beautiful part, she might not even fully realize she's in love. She'll tell herself she's just being supportive, just being a good friend, just caring. But deep down, her heart has already made its decision. She's already chosen you in all the ways that matter. Love grows in those subtle moments, the ones so quiet they can be missed if you're not paying attention. Like the way her eyes soften when she looks at you and she doesn't even realize it. Or how she saves a voice note you send just because it made her smile. Or when she adjusts her schedule, even slightly, just to make sure she can see you, talk to you, or be there when you need someone. No one asked her to, she just does it. Because somewhere without her even noticing, her heart has already started to grow around yours. She may not be ready to say it. She may not even know how deeply she feels it, but her actions are speaking. Loudly, truthfully, and with a kind of purity that words can never truly capture. Sometimes love doesn't look like red roses and candlelit dinners. Sometimes love looks like her remembering your mom's birthday, like her sending you a random meme to brighten your day, like her being the first to notice when you're not yourself. She won't always say, "I love you," but she's showing it every single day. And one day she'll look back and realize that love wasn't something that suddenly arrived. It had been growing all along, quietly, patiently, in the cracks and corners of her life. And it was real, it was deep, and it was hers even before she had the words for it. So if you find yourself wondering whether she loves you, look closer, listen better, pay attention to the small things, because that's where the truth lives, in the little things she does without thinking, in the time she gives without asking for anything in return, in the quiet way she's already made a space for you in her world. Love grows in the subtle moments, and she's more in love with you than she knows. Would you like help turning this into a monologue or pairing it with music or visuals for a performance or presentation? There's a part of her that already knows she's in love. It flickers deep within, like the glow of a candle left burning in the dark. But she doesn't speak it. She doesn't even let herself think it too loudly. Because love to her has never just been joy. It has also meant risk. And somewhere between her strength and her softness, fear has quietly taken a seat in her heart. She's afraid. Not because her feelings aren't real, but because they are. Too real. Too intense. Too full of possibility and therefore full of the threat of loss. For someone who's used to carrying the weight of her own world, love feels like surrender, and surrender to her has always looked like vulnerability. She's been taught, maybe by experience or maybe by the quiet expectations of the world, that loving someone openly means giving away a piece of herself that may never come back. So she stays quiet, she hesitates, she overthinks every message before sending it. She tells herself she's just being cautious, that maybe it's not really love. But deep down she knows. And the reason she's hesitating isn't because the feeling isn't there. It's because the feeling is already too strong. It's because admitting it even to herself makes it real. And real things can be broken. She's been broken before. Not necessarily by love gone wrong, but by life itself, by unmet expectations, by words that hurt more than they healed, by people who left when she needed them most. So she builds walls. Not high ones, but just enough to keep her safe. Just enough to make sure that if she falls, she can still catch herself. Because falling in love means trusting someone else with her most fragile truths, and that's terrifying. Every time she feels the urge to say how much she cares, she swallows the words. She dresses them up as jokes, covers them in sarcasm, hides them behind emojis. She wants to say, "I miss you," but instead she says, "Busy day." She wants to say, "I was thinking about you," but she asks if you've watched the latest movie instead. She deflects, she distracts, she delays. Not because she doesn't want to tell you, but because telling you means exposing herself to the possibility of rejection or silence. And silence, to someone like her, can feel louder than anything else. Sometimes the fear is not just about whether you love her back. Sometimes it's about what love might do to her. Will it change the balance of her life? Will it make her weak, too dependent, too open? She's worked so hard to be independent, to be composed, to carry herself with dignity and confidence. Oh, what if love shakes that? What if she loses herself trying to hold on to someone else? She's seen others love carelessly and get hurt. She's seen hearts handed over too easily. And she's seen what happens when those hearts are not handled with care. So she protects hers like a sacred thing. Because it is. She knows that if she gives it, she won't give it halfway. She's not built for shallow love. She's not here to play games. And because of that, she needs to be sure. Not just of you, but of herself, of the timing, of the safety of letting go. And so she hesitates. Not out of indifference, but out of the deepest kind of care. She fears the disappointment of misreading something. She fears the pain of pouring her heart into a space that doesn't echo back. She fears loving more than she is loved. And worst of all, she fears the kind of silence that follows when someone knows how you feel and doesn't know what to do with it. But even in that fear, love grows quietly, bravely, persistently. It shows up in how much she thinks of you. It lives in her curiosity about your life and the comfort she feels just hearing your voice. The fear may be louder now, but the love is steady. It's waiting, hoping, building its courage. And one day she might surprise herself. One day she might be too full to hold it in any longer. The fear might still be there, but the love will push past it. It will come out in a whisper, or a look, or maybe even just in the way she lets her guard down. She'll admit it. Not because the fear has vanished, but because she's chosen to be bigger than her fear. Because some emotions, especially love, are too big to keep hidden forever. So for now, she's more in love with you than she knows how to say. But that doesn't make her love any less real. It makes it more powerful. Because even when it's unspoken, it's still there fighting through fear, learning how to be brave, and waiting for the moment when her heart finally feels safe enough to speak. Even when her mind is full of doubt and her heart whispers caution, her actions quietly reveal the truth she hasn't yet dared to say aloud. You may not hear the words "I love you" from her lips, not yet. But if you look closely, if you really pay attention, you'll see that her love has already arrived. It exists in what she does for you, often without you even asking. It speaks not in grand gestures, but in 1,000 small ways that are easy to miss if you're only listening for declarations. She worries about you. Not the kind of worry that demands attention or seeks credit, but the silent kind. The one that keeps her awake when you've had a bad day. The one that makes her replay your words in her mind, trying to figure out how to make you feel better. She offers you comfort, not in rehearsed phrases, but in the soft tone of her voice, the way she leans in just slightly closer when she senses something's off. She notices the change in your energy even before you do. That's not coincidence. That's care rooted in love. She remembers the things you say in passing, the ones you think don't matter, the snack you loved as a kid, the way you get quiet when you're overwhelmed, the fact that you need silence to think, or music to focus. These aren't things people remember unless they're paying attention, unless they've tucked you into a special place in their mind where important things are stored. She listens not to reply, but to understand you, to know you better. That's love in motion. She makes time for you in a life that's already full. She rearranges her schedule even in subtle ways, just to talk to you a bit longer or see you more often. She shows up not just when it's convenient, but especially when it's not. She shows up when you're at your worst, when you're frustrated, quiet, lost, and she stays. Not because you asked her to, but because leaving has never even occurred to her. She's choosing you again and again in ways you might not realize. That's what love looks like when it's deeper than words. She celebrates you, your achievements, big or small, matter to her. She sees your potential, even when you doubt it. She reminds you of your strength on the days you feel weakest. She encourages your dreams, even if they don't make perfect sense to her, simply because they matter to you. When you're unsure of yourself, she's already certain. That kind of belief, that silent, unwavering support, isn't random. It's built on a foundation of love she's still learning how to express. Her love shows up in how she protects you, even in your absence. She defends you when others don't understand. She speaks kindly about you when you're not there. She notices the things that might hurt you, and she avoids them without making a show of it. She's careful with your heart, even when she's still figuring out how to offer hers. She adjusts, not because she feels obligated, but because she wants to meet you where you are. She tries to understand your world, your moods, your language. She learns how to love you in the way that feels best to you, even if it's different from how she's used to loving. That adaptability, that effort, is a love language all its own. And when you hurt her, even unintentionally, she doesn't walk away at the first sign of discomfort. She might pull back, might need time, but she doesn't abandon the connection. She values it too much. She believes in working through things and growing together. That patience, that willingness to endure discomfort for the sake of something real, is love disguised as strength. Even in her silence, her love is loud. In the way she sends you songs that say what she can't, in how she shares the quiet parts of her day with you as if you're already a part of her life. She invites you into her world little by little. Not realizing she's slowly building a space for you in her future. It's easy to get lost in the doubts, hers and your own. To wonder why she hasn't said it yet, why she hesitates, why she keeps holding back. But don't be fooled by the quiet. Her love is there. It's present in her patience and her consistency, in the effort she makes to be there for you in ways she doesn't extend to just anyone. So if you ever question whether her heart is in it, look not to what she says, but what she does. Her gestures, her choices, her presence, these are the truths she's still too unsure to speak. Her love isn't loud yet, but it is steady. And in time, as her confidence catches up to her feelings, the words will come. But until then, her actions are already telling the story. She loves you more than even she fully knows. There will come a moment, not loud, not dramatic, but quiet and undeniable, when it all becomes clear to her. A moment when something ordinary suddenly feels extraordinary. A conversation that lingers longer than usual. A smile from you that reaches a part of her she didn't know was still waiting to be touched. She won't expect it. It won't arrive with warning. But in that one instant, she'll feel it, something shift inside her, like a realization that had been knocking softly on the door of her heart for far too long. One day she'll know. She'll know that all the care she gave you, all the time she carved out, all the way she thought of you when she didn't have to. It was love. She'll look back and see the patterns. The gentle trails her heart had been leaving behind like footprints in the snow, long before she admitted it to herself. She'll remember how she felt peace in your presence, how your voice softened the chaos in her mind, how her heart picked up pace when she saw your name on her screen. These weren't coincidences. These were clues. She might have brushed it off for months, told herself it was just a deep bond, just a strong connection, just something beautiful but harmless. She might have even denied it when others hinted, because saying it out loud, even to herself, felt like opening a door that couldn't be closed again. But love, real love, doesn't stay quiet forever. It waits, it grows, it learns how to be patient, and eventually it demands to be known. It might happen when she sees you smile at someone else and something in her aches in a way she can't ignore. Or maybe when you're not around and everything feels just slightly off, as though the colors of her day have faded. Maybe it will hit her when she realizes she's been comparing everyone else to you, not even knowing she was doing it. It won't be some grand declaration. It will be the slow, graceful unfolding of something that had already taken root long ago. She'll feel a mixture of emotions. Surprise first, then clarity, and maybe fear, because now that she knows, she can't unknow it. Now that the truth has made itself known, it will follow her everywhere. In the quiet moments, in the songs she once liked that now sound like they were written for you. In the future she imagined without meaning to, one where you're simply there, at dinner, at weddings, on the couch beside her during the rainy days. But with the fear, there will also be freedom. Finally, she'll understand why her heart always felt a little lighter when you were around, why she cared so deeply, even when she tried not to, why you felt like home, even before she called it love. And in that understanding, something in her will soften. She'll stop fighting it, she'll start embracing it, letting the truth wrap around her like warmth on a cold day. She'll think about all the moments she kept to herself, the times she wanted to say more but didn't. The nights she fell asleep thinking about you, wondering what you were doing, if you were thinking of her too. And she'll feel a gentle ache, not from regret, but from the weight of everything left unsaid. Still, even that ache will feel beautiful, because now she knows. And knowing is the first step toward becoming. Maybe she won't say it right away. Maybe she'll hold the knowledge close, turning it over in her heart like a precious secret. But everything will be different now. Her eyes will linger longer. Her smile will carry new meaning. Her presence will be even more intentional. And slowly, steadily, she'll begin to love you out loud. She may still wrestle with fear. She may still wonder if it's safe, if you feel the same, if love will be kind this time. But the difference is now she's aware. Now she has named it. And love, once acknowledged, has a way of guiding us forward, even when the path is uncertain. And if you're still there, if you've been loving her back with the same quiet strength, she'll feel it. She'll see that you were waiting for her to catch up to her own heart, that you never rushed her, that you understood that real love takes time to bloom, especially in a heart that's learned to be cautious. When she finally knows, it won't just be a revelation, it will be a release, a letting go of all the hesitation, all the confusion, all the walls she built to protect herself. And in that place, something new will rise, trust, hope, the kind of love that stands on solid ground. So if you're wondering whether she'll ever see it, she will. One day, the truth will rise in her like the sun, quietly, inevitably, beautifully. And she'll know she has loved you for far longer than she ever realized. Would you like all 4 sections compiled into one seamless speech or article next?